Hi there. Good evening, everybody. I want to welcome you all here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph, and I am the host of this show. And we are here for a look back at a classic rock album. And I was kind of surprised that I actually hadn't done this. It's been in my collection now for, God, 3 decades at least. But for some reason, I always thought it was the greatest hits. But clearly it is not. This is American Woman by the Guess Who, one of the few albums to be number one in, like, at least Canadian albums to be number one in both sides of the border. This was released January the 70th, January of 1970. That's what it meant to say. It was recorded at the RCA record label in Chicago, Illinois, about 38 minutes in length. RCA Victor record label, and Jack Richardson doing the producing for this album. This band features the classic Guess Who lineup: Burton Cummings, lead vocals, rhythm guitar, keyboards, flute, and some harmonica on this as well. Randy Bachman, lead and rhythm guitars and backing vocals. Gary Peterson on drums and backing vocals, and Jim Cale on bass and backing vocals. So that's the technical aspect of the album. So the album has 9 tracks in total. Other than the big 3 tracks that were well known and played a lot on the radio, which is American Woman, No Sugar Tonight, and No Time, or No Sugar Tonight, New Mother Nature, and No Time. All really solid tracks. All did very well on the records, on the radio. That's what I meant to say. Overall, I find this album it's got a bit of a heavy element to it, which is probably what drew me to it initially, because everything was measured in how hard it was back then. That's the way we looked at it. So yeah, that drew it to me originally. Some of the other tracks came along much later as I started to grow an interest in other things. So the album has some blues. It has some jazz on it as well, or at least jazzy elements and bluesy elements on it. Some really good guitar, and some fantastic vocal performance by Burton Cummings. Very underrated. To me, he's an underrated vocalist. Yeah, he's well known and stuff, but he has a very great vibrato voice. So we're going to talk about the songs in the order they are on the album. So you got American Woman, which is the big hit. Kind of a beefy, kind of heavy, I guess heavy for the 1970. Heavy track, catchy riff, catchy vocals. Just an overall catchy song. It did very well too, I think. I don't know that it made to number one, but I'm assuming it did since the album did. No Time, which is probably my favorite track by the Guess Who. It's got a real catchy kind of riff to it, and that opening guitar part is fantastic, and then you got the vocals, which are really strong on this track. Probably one of the strongest tracks by the band. Next one is Talisman. This is a kind of a slow, melodic, almost a folky song at points. I would call this a Canadian folky sound to it. A little bit of flute on this as well, which is really well done. No Sugar Tonight and New Mother Nature. This is a kind of another beefy kind of up-tempo, kind of bouncy type song. Did well on the radio as well. For when I was younger, this was probably my favorite track on the album. I like the No Sugar Tonight part better than the New Mother Nature part, but I like both. This is one of the few songs where the credits are split here. So you got Bachman at the front and Cummings at the back. So I assume that each of them wrote the individual parts that come together for this song. Next is instrumental 969. Old Man. This is a kind of an interesting song. It's got a lot of different sounds to it. Definitely got some jazzy feel to it as well, which is probably for me back in the day was probably one of my first experience with that jazz sound. I do like it. It's not bad. It's pretty good. Next up, When Friends Fall Out. Yeah, catchy tune. It's a bit heavy, but more melodic than some of the other heavier tracks on the album. Um, I like it. It's definitely a deep cut for me. Anyways, I like it a lot. 8:15. This is a kind of a funny, almost a the BTO did a song a few years later called "I Get Up Every Morning from a Long Past One." Can't even think of the name of it. Oh yeah, Taking Care of Business. They did the same kind of thing going on there as they were with the 8:15. This is a little bit more subtle, a little bit less hard rockish in a lot of ways. The next song is Proper Stranger. This one's a little more bouncy, but also definitely a poppy track as well, with some kind of bluesy, kind of heavy parts to it as well. Also, some little bit of jazzy stuff going on here too. Then you have the Humpty Blues and American Woman epilogue. Both of them kind of a heavier bluesy track. Lots of really strong elements of that in their music, and there's some harmonica here on this particular track too, which I think is quite good. So overall, I think this is a strong album. Definitely deserves to have some attention here. I'm surprised I didn't know that I had it. Otherwise, I would have done it long ago, because I was looking through what I had, and I started looking because I just recently got a box set from these guys, and I was looking at what that box set had, and in it, it has this album. And I'm looking at it and said, that's the same album I have. I always thought it was the greatest hits, and I went and looked at it, and sure enough, it was this album. So I decided I was going to do it today. This particular CD, jewel case CD, it doesn't have a great sound to it, so I'm hoping the box set one has a little better sound to it. But anyways, that's what we did today. American Woman by the Guess Who. Great vocals of Burton Cummings. He's fantastic. And some really strong guitar parts here from Randy Bachman as well. And the rhythm section's quite powerful too, adding a pretty strong set to that as well. So that's my take today of American Woman by the Guess Who. Please hit the like and subscribe. If you want to make any comments about the Guess Who or about the album American Woman, you can do that. And we will see you all next Monday night for another look back at another classic rock album. Take care, have yourself a good evening, and goodbye.